What's up, you guys? It's Steve here, and some pretty incredible news about fast-moving stimulus provisions coming back. As just yesterday, I shared with you that we saw the president sign the reconciliation bill into law, and now already we're hearing calls to bring back the stimulus provisions that were left out of that bill. I'm going to get you caught up on the latest on stimulus checks, everything going on. This is your breaking news, stimulus check update and stimulus package update. Now, first off, before we dive into the headlines, just wanted to mention, if you missed my video yesterday, you're going to want to check it out as I let you know about new checks and also some of the things I've been discovering with this relief roadmap project. It's just absolutely incredible. It's very sad to see the corruption and the motivation behind why so many people are missing out on stimulus check provisions. And a lot of people are just left in the dark believing there's only the federal level checks, which is not the case. There's literally tons of state, city, and county checks. Yesterday alone, that list that I have that I'm going to be releasing, we hit over 100 different programs, some of which are popping up right now, aren't in the news, nobody knows about them. I'm going to make sure that you get full access to all of this. I'm not going to leave you in the dark. I'm not going to let the money go back to the federal government or to politicians that are going to indirectly get it into their pockets. Check out that video if you missed it. Take a look at one of the ones that just came up yesterday, you guys. This is the Madison Forward Fund. Now, this is coming soon. Hasn't even been released yet. This is not in the news anywhere. I'm finding this from actual City Hall meeting notes that there's a new UBI program coming in Wisconsin. I actually found 5 of these last night that are up and coming. Hasn't even been announced yet. Take a look, you guys. City of Madison, to be determined. The amounts that are going to be out, the eligibility, all of this is to be determined. This is on the way. I'm going to get you guys ahead of the curve so you know what's coming out. And here's the actual notes from the city, you guys. I have a breakdown of the meeting notes so you can see that they're working on this so far. The only thing they have nailed out is that they want a program and they want to call it the Madison Forward Fund. So you guys, if you haven't already, add your email to www.reliefroadmap.com. You're going to be getting insights into what's coming. I'm going to let you know about everything available. You're not going to miss out. I'm going to make sure that my viewing community is taken care of because there's so many people that don't have information. It looks like these local government agencies don't even want you to know about it. We heard about that one in Connecticut where there was $34 million available, and after 6 months, only 1% went out. We're hearing that the money, after it's not used, it goes back to the government, it gets reallocated, and you guys, I'm not going to let you miss out. You're going to have access to everything. Please spread the word, share it with your friends and family, tell them to add their emails at www.reliefroadmap.com before we launch here in the coming days. Pretty much, I'm going to be finalizing the list, if not today, in the coming days, and working on the website to give you access to everything. And you guys, a lot of late nights, a lot of work, but we're going to get this out so that way you have at least the knowledge of what's available, you guys. So check that out. And also, as I mentioned, we're hearing that on a federal level, everything is coming back. Now, we had heard this. We had heard that this bill, the passage of the reconciliation bill, was going to be pivotal because all of the provisions that were not included, they were going to be coming back to the table because this is a midterm election year. And historically, what do we see? Politicians that are in control in Congress, they want to stay in control, so they start getting a lot done right before these elections. And we're hearing already coming back now is a ton of stimulus provisions. And take a look, leading the charge, Bernie Sanders, not giving up on child tax credit extension. Also, we heard that this also is the Social Security increases. He wants to bring those back as well. Legislation coming back. Could the $3,600 child tax credit return? Here's what Bernie Sanders is proposing, what he has to say about it. Now, I've got some video footage that just came out from him as well after the passage of this bill, and he's saying they're bringing it back. They're not done. People need help. And yes, I see the comments here on the channel, people saying we're still hurting. Congress has not been there for us. They haven't kept their promises. They need to bring these provisions back. They need to help out people. Take a look, you guys. Just in June, he brought this back, $2,400 a year for Social Security increases to send this out for those on SSI, SSDI. They want to bump it up for everybody that's on those fixed income benefits, you guys. And he's been doing this for a while. Take a look at this. This is back over a year ago. Bernie Sanders pressing Joe Biden on $2,000 stimulus checks. Your promises must be kept. Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont pressured the president, Joe Biden, for $2,000 stimulus checks. With Democrats in control of the Senate, we must keep faith with the working families of this country. Promises made must be kept, acknowledging You made those promises. You need to keep them. You need to keep good faith with the people of this country. And that's why we're hearing the approval rating is falling so bad, because the economy is falling apart. All of these provisions were proposed to help out people, direct assistance, economic assistance, and they have not seen them come to fruition. They have not kept their promises so far. Now, we're going to be seeing, because midterm elections are coming up and the people are going to vocalize their approval or disapproval of Congress and the president's performance. And we're going to see, you guys. Now, also, we'll see if they make a last-minute push. We're hearing they are, to get things done. And we're hearing executive actions. They could be coming in the next few days to start a lot of these back up. The first of which we're hearing is going to be wiping out student loan debt and extending the moratorium. Keep an eye out for that in the coming days, we're hearing. But you guys, I'm going to dive into this, what we're hearing from Bernie Sanders as this is all coming back, what he has to say, some video footage. But before we do me a quick favor. If you appreciate the content here on this channel, keeping you up to speed on everything going on, just smash that like button for me. Just takes a second, helps me out a ton with the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much. Also, leave your comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this. Share this out if you think it could help out other people. If this is your first time here and you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not come join the Ram fam? All you got to do is very quickly hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell. Any specific questions for me, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Make sure to spell it right, because here on YouTube and on Instagram now, I've got imposters posing as me, taking my pictures, claiming they're me, trying to tell you to send them money for Bitcoin or something like that. You guys, that is not me, okay? SteveRam3, spell it right. And if you're interested in investing in Bitcoin, I've done videos on it. Check out those videos. You don't need to send your money to anybody. I give you all the recommendations in a previous video I did on my other channel. And if you're interested, I got that second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to help you out with crypto investing, real estate, stocks, how to deal with inflation and a recession. Check out that channel as well if you're interested. And with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive right in, though, and let's take a look at this video footage of what Bernie Sanders just recently had to say.
In the real world, our people in this country are hurting. Half of the people are living paycheck to paycheck. We pay the highest prices in the world for health care. We got 18 million families spending 50% of their limited incomes on housing. We have people who cannot afford child care or pre-K. We have a home health care crisis in this country, with people who are elderly or disabled are forced into nursing homes because they don't have the home health care that they need. We have millions of seniors who don't have any teeth in their mouth. They can't afford hearing aids. They can't afford eyeglasses. In other words, the working families of this country, the senior citizens, the children. We have the highest rate of childhood poverty of almost any major country. And what my understanding of what politics and government is about is to address the needs of ordinary people, not just big money interests. So the bottom line is, this bill that we brought forth on Sunday had zero Republican support. We couldn't find one Republican who was prepared to stand up for working people. And you had two corporate Democrats who are not prepared to stand up for working people. And that's where it was. But if you're asking me, am I disappointed that we have not addressed the major crises facing the working class, the middle class, lower income people? I am. What I want to see right now is that the Congress of the United States, working with President Biden next year, develop an agenda that says to working families and the elderly and the kids, we understand your pain, and that we have the guts to take on the big money interest at a time when we have more income and wealth inequality than any other major country on earth. You know, Wolf, you've heard me say this again, and I think recent events point this out. This country is moving toward an oligarchic form of society, where you got three people on top who own more wealth than the bottom half of American society. You got three Wall Street firms that have control assets of over $20 trillion. That's the GDP of the United States. Unbelievable wealth and power at the top, while the middle class is in decline and lower income people are really suffering. We need to work right now, next year, with President Biden on an agenda that addresses those issues.
So there you have it, you guys. Bernie Sanders, let me know your thoughts. And he is not giving up on sending out additional provisions to the people, saying that this Inflation Reduction Act it's kind of weak. It's not enough. We need more. We got to keep those promises. Now, take a look at this article, you guys. A link in the description below. It says that Senator Bernie Sanders seemed doggedly persistent in terms of reintroducing a federal child tax credit as of late. He is pushing right now the child tax credits. Now, in addition to that, as I mentioned, there's other provisions he's pushing as well. Now, he's pushing for such on the heels of the sweeping economic legislation in the form of President Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act, which I've been sharing with you quite some time was going to happen. After the passage of this bill, it would be a dominoes effect. We're going to start seeing all of these provisions coming back. Now, when Senate Democrats met to hammer out details and the vote on the scaled-down Inflation Reduction Act during what they called a vote-a-rama on August 6th, the Vermont progressive was in a combative mood. I will be introducing an amendment to expand the $300 a month child tax credit for the next 5 years, paid for by restoring the top corporate tax rate from 21% to 28%, Sanders said on the Senate floor. Now, the proposition is in response to the elimination of the enhanced federal child tax credit that was in place last year, as well as a rejection of the Build Back Better framework, which was opposed by the Republicans and declared dead by Senator Manchin at the beginning of February per CNN. Now, by expanding the child tax credit significantly for 2021, the American Rescue Plan created the largest U.S. child tax credit ever and gave most working families $3,000 per child under the age of 18 and $3,600 for those ages 6 and younger. So he wants to bring this back now as it has come to an end. They said it was one of the top provisions to help lift children out of poverty, second only to the stimulus checks. We heard stimulus checks and federal unemployment benefits were the top provisions to help fight poverty during the pandemic. So he's saying we got to bring these back. It's a shame that they were excluded from the reconciliation bill, and there was a major push to get this done. Now, we also heard from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who said they're not going to stop fighting to get these done. We heard from Pramila Jayapal, who said they are nowhere close to done, and she actually has a list of executive actions that she's presented to the president, and they said they're going to be pressuring him to take action before these midterm elections. So there's an assortment of different Democratic leaders in Congress right now that are saying it's time to step up. They're going to get this done. And we will see you guys. So let me know your thoughts. But that is the latest. We're hearing Bernie Sanders and other Democrats, now that this bill has passed, are stepping up and saying it's time to get things done. But we will see you guys, and I'll keep you up to date every step of the way. But that is the latest, and as always, thank you so much for joining me here on the channel. If you made it this far and you haven't already, don't forget to take a quick second, smash that like button for me, helps out the channel a ton. Leave your comments, share this out. If you want to stay up to date, it's totally free. Why not? Hit the subscribe button, turn on that notification bell to come join the Ram fam. I'll let you know everything going on every level, states, cities, counties, federal, what's happening in Congress, what's going on with our economy. I'll keep you up to speed. Any specific questions for me, shoot them to me in the DM on Instagram at SteveRam3. And if you're interested, consider joining that second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance, and also the comprehensive list of all stimulus checks across the nation, states, cities, counties. It's going to be available here very soon. If you have not already, add your email to www.reliefroadmap.com. Do not miss out. I'm going to make sure that you know about everything so you don't miss out on anything. But with that being said, you guys, once again, thank you so much for joining me. I will catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.